And dinky city cars don't come much cuter or dinkier than the Citroen C1. It was built as a joint partnership between Toyota and Peugeot, who produced the Aygo and the 107 and 108 respectively, and it proved so popular that almost 750,000 were sold since it first went on sale 11 years ago. While there have been several facelifts, this is the long-awaited all-new model. Now, where the original was cute but in a functional way, this latest model has a lot more personality to it. Just look at these bulging headlamps that seem to squash the indicator lights, and, as is the case with a lot of mass-produced small cars, there's a lot of different colour coordination you can have too. As before, the C1 is available with either 3 or 5 doors. The only new option is the full-length fabric roof on the Airscape model. That's on the rare occasion that the sun makes an appearance. Inside, the dash layout is a little fussy. It's definitely a case of form over function. Dials are kept to a minimum. There are 2 controls that operate the heater, and everything else is operated via this 7-inch touchscreen infotainment system called Touch Drive. The steering wheel only adjusts for height on the entry-level model. If you do want reach adjustment, then you're going to have to upgrade to the Feel version. The seats are comfortable though, and all-round visibility is good thanks to these big windows and thin pillars. The only downside is some of the plastics are a bit hard and off-putting. It really would have been nice to get some soft touch materials in here to give it a more polished feel. Space in the back is a little limited, although much the same can be said for most of the competition. You don't need to be over 6 foot to find your knees wedged into the front seat or your head rubbing against the roof, and you certainly wouldn't want to be sat here shoulder to shoulder with somebody on a long journey. Boot space is an improvement on the old model, but it's still not class leading. With the seats in place, it offers just 196 litres, which is noticeably less than that of the Volkswagen Up and Hyundai i10. But the back seats fold individually if you want to carry bigger loads. There are 2 petrol engines available, a 68 brake horsepower 1 litre or an 82 brake horsepower 1.2, and both are suited to life around urban areas. Neither are particularly pacey, so if you want to get the most out of it, you're going to have to rev the engine hard, especially if you go anywhere near a steep hill. There's a choice of a manual or an ETG automatic. The latter we'd be inclined to avoid. The changes are slow and clunky, and the lack of power is even more noticeable. The ride is a little on the firm side, meaning potholes and speed bumps will jiggle the occupants around. Remember, this is a car that's designed to be nippy and agile around town, not focused on comfort. The ride doesn't improve at motorway speeds either, it's all a little too unsettled. The steering may not have the same feel as some of its rivals, but it's light and makes manoeuvres like 3-point turns and reverse parking an absolute doddle. Running costs are a definite plus. The 1 litre will average close to 70 miles per gallon, while the 1.2 will average around 66 miles per gallon, and both versions emit less than 100 grams per kilometre of CO2. The expectations of city cars has grown over recent years, as has the competition. Not only is the C1 taking on stablemates in the Toyota Aygo and Peugeot 108, but it's also competing against cars like the Hyundai i10, Kia Picanto and a Volkswagen Up, cars that are more solid to drive and offer better levels of equipment.